let's review the best and the worst parents of early 2000s Disney. Of course, there is more shows than this, but this is what we get right now. Before we start, I just want to say this is opinionated, but I am willing to debate in the comments. I wouldn't call it arguing, but I will argue too. So let's start with the worst. Morgan and Christina Ross was the worst parents of Disney Channel by far. Like, nobody was even catching up. Well, some of them were catching up to them, but for them to adopt a bunch of kids and just leave the nanny to take care of them was bizarre. And why is you letting Robbie call you Mrs. Mommy and Mr. Daddy? Like, what's going on? Then Christina was a hater on the low. First off, they gonna make one child, Emma, adopt the rest of them, and then leave all 4 of them. Are y'all crazy? That's bizarre. We knew who y'all was during that science fair when Emma had that science fair, and y'all was just exactly who y'all was. Poor. They were rich though. They made bank. One thing about them, they stay making money. They stay working, workaholics, and they definitely was in love. You barely seen one without the other, but you could tell the kids really loved them. You could tell, but at the same time, y'all was never really there. What did they really love? The money? And I guess the only reason they did love y'all is because when y'all came around, y'all did no discipline or anything. That's why they was so out of control with the nannies. Y'all literally just wanted the good parts of their lives, like just wanted to be the happiness, the one that give them everything, which is great because I mean they're rich, but also what about the parent part of it all? Christina, at least you came back. Morgan didn't even come back. On the last episode, you came back. You know what you did? You sent them right off to Camp Kikiwaka. Like, are you crazy right now? The only person that's staying back is Lou, and that's on because he got summer school. That is crazy to me. That's bizarre. Even to have a spin-off of Jessie with just the kids and no Jessie and Bertram is crazy, honestly. But I mean, I enjoyed the first few seasons of this. I definitely stopped watching even before the kids left, though. But if we're being honest, these 3 the ones who raised the kids: Bertram, Jessie, the doorman, Tony, but mainly these 2 though. The kids really loved them. They did. And I love them too at the end of the day. Each of them had their own different relationships with each of them. And even though they had their own little banter with Bertram, they really respected him at the end of the day. I don't care what y'all say. And Jessie, she ain't know what she was getting into, but she went in there and she did what she needed to do. She was their nanny / their mother / whatever she needed to be for them. Even when they basically destroyed the whole thing with her dad and everything, it was just too much. Yeah, so their top pick for worst parents of Disney Channel. Moving on. Well, not really Disney Channel, because there were worse, but I'm just talking about like a duo set of 2 parents that were together. They were the worst. Moving on. These 2 are the best parents of Disney Channel. I don't care what anybody says. Like, by far, these 2 were the best. Like, they took care of their children. Even if they kept on having them repeatedly, they took care of them, period. Sure, they made jokes about them forgetting about Gabe sometimes, but Gabe was really smart. And at the end of the day, it really showed in the car scene where Amy always thought about Gabe. Maybe she was in his life a little too much, even like with the whole girlfriend situation with him and everything. Bob had a whole business ready to leave to one of his kids. Even if he ran a business, he was still there. You could tell they was good parents to look how their kids turned out. You can't tell me this wasn't the best family on Disney Channel, period. You can't. And that's wild that I'm saying this because look at them. This is not even about the actors though. It's not. Let's just not even talk about that there. This is about them, the characters, this whole family. Like, they really was taking care of each other. Teddy was looking out for her siblings when her parents went on dates and stuff. Like, hello. They were so cute. Sure, they were in jail a couple times or whatnot, but they was there as a family. And I wasn't on their record, so I don't think it matters. Like, they were so organized too. I mean, did y'all not see their refrigerator on each and every episode? They had a very organized family. They had a calendar. Like, you can't tell me they forgot about Gabe each time his name was on that refrigerator. You can't. I feel like all of them, Gabe, Charlie, Teddy, PJ, they all had a different bond with their parents. And at the end of the day, it was a good bond. I know I didn't really talk about the other child like that, but I mean, he wasn't really there for the good moments. I mean, he was, but I could care less. I hate to say it. But even though they didn't even agree with the last kid, they was still there and they did what they needed to do. Told people was one of them. Like, you could tell they was good parents because when they was had that moving scene, like they was finna move and we was thinking about all the good moments they had in the house and everything, the milestone that they had. Like, she didn't even want to move because she was just thinking about her family. Like, she's a mother. She's a mother, okay? And all her kids turned out good. Like, Gabe, he was so smart. Yes, he was beautiful lady next door, Miss Daphne, but they was a good part of that show. But at the end of the day, it really showed how smart he was. And even though at the start, he wasn't ready to be through the child, he was still there. And him and Charlie Bond was very much unbreakable. PJ ended up getting his own apartment, like right out of high school, really. And then even when he came back to help out, he was there helping out. And then he was a good cook too, let's not forget it. And he sung, like, they played him as Dom, but at the same time, he was a cook. He was a chef. He was a singer. Like, he know how to play the guitar, like, hello, can we talk about it? And he had a job, and he had a long-term best friend, Emma. Yep, I ain't forget about him. And the only thing Teddy ever did wrong in this show was get back with that dude. His name will not be sitting on my TikTok. No, thank you. The only thing she did wrong, she literally created video diaries for her little sister because she knew she wasn't gonna be around growing up with her because she was older than her. And she was, like, really responsible. She was always there for her younger siblings at the end of the day. And she had a different relationship with each of them because they were all the good siblings. Trio. Furrow. They acted like real siblings. The whole joking, arguing, like everything gave a very much sibling vibe. I'm like, did you not hear their theme song? It gave family. It never gave jealousy. It never gave anything it wasn't supposed to give. It definitely never gave not being there. They was always there. Let's not forget about it. They even did things they didn't even want to do sometimes for their kids. They were the best parents on Disney Channel. Let's argue. At the end of the day, we don't need to argue because what I said was the truth. It was. I know what you're thinking. Did she not watch Wizard of Waverly Place? Yeah, I did. But I mean, their kids ended up fighting for the death to see who was the family with. Like, right? That's bizarre to me. And let's not even talk about Shake It Up, because no. Liv and Maddie, nada, because they pick favorites. Yeah, no. Austin and Allie, why were their parents never really there? Only parent was really there was Allie's, and he was barely there himself. That's so Raven. Her dad was there. They had a good bond. I wouldn't say he's the best, though. Hannah Montana, no, because he wasn't really thinking about his son in a lot of situations. He was just thinking about Miley. And the list can go on if y'all wanted to, because I have my reasons for each and every one that did not make it on the best. They should just be glad they ain't on the worst, okay? Leave that to Morgan and Christina. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.